This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Was my mum now come Boadu TV so na e best so first time na was subscribe na wa like video ja comment so ato na wa share dia maye na oni mi say electoral commission je Mensa ene no crofo ese omoba be shase a print ballot papers paper na ye dia sabetim so 7 December no omoba shase a print eno na NDC for a chese omo general chairman American general chairman is on and or general secretary is what chairman the general na can ni chairman no e serium ketia e ka say ye nya final register it hadn't and ye be print ballot papers isi pese wo wiem kwan bia so de ma MPP and nti no pese print ballot papers sabre ya ye wo mu Kevin Taylor som onu so de woni so ma na ayeja watiti bia Mensa and electoral commission say mo say munye forensic audit no mo fa final a register bramenye hu say wenum ne beto aba no 7 December mo fa mbaye but mo ko print ballot papers we don't trust you you trust you mo kra we no sinche ya galamsey ni mo nsem gidi and so Kevin aboyeremu afaya manfo bi me kudu kan ne nyina mo hwaka nyina hwaka na yentie Kevin.
And I sorry I say Electoral Commission of Ghana say omoba be print a ballot papers. Remember last 2 weeks or so and IPAC NDC for a raising issue about the inconsistencies in EC Juma Omoye, the way they are hiding very important or vital information, how the EC moving people around, I'm talking about voters around to suit a political party like the NPP. The NDC came to IPAC with all their facts, and at the end of the meeting, everybody got to know, say EC accepted, say what the NDC was saying was right, and that they are working towards resolving it. Meaning, still there are discrepancies, still there are things in the register that has not been solved. Today, in the next 58 days or whatever, your kotoa bar any problem. Enti, you were expecting, say, from the EC's own mouth, Omakatre say, this corrections they are doing in the register. They will first do what? Release the register online. The NDC later told them, say, if they can release it offline, too, it will be good. Yatsiha. The voter register now also release me and so my corrections no because the voter register no and I say sa voter register na yere koto aba no your friend be exhibition you can say exhibition a chere say I will say nyina ye hwam obia oye eligible voter bia hu say ni di woman na say the dim because the constitution is say we are not supposed to disenfranchise even a single person who is sane and has the right to vote or to elect their leader. The reason for the exhibition of the register, whether online or offline, no, say Ghana, Nibia, or every corner of Ghana, no, will be able to know or be assured to say at least Bidiwum, because I don't want to go to the polling station on voting day and they will tell me say Bidinim. Now that job that the EC is supposed to do, or some come here we are na omudi register na bre maye nyina ahwe ansana because that provision register no and no any ebegina so ehu nipa dodo a omoye eligible to vote. Don't get it wrong. Before we can vote in 2024 elections, we know I also is release what we call provisional register. Now so release provisional register na ye nyina ye kohwe na ye di woma then the EC after that sa register becomes the register for the election. Now, what is going to happen and say, sir, provisional register, it will now be turned into the election register and no na yebe use. Say yes, sir, inspection no. Say sir register and go through that process. And me who say ya refining register no. Emma, every single Ghanaian who is eligible to vote, that register is still not fit for purpose. So technically, until the register, the provisional register is cleared by we Ghanaians. And how do we clear it? After we have exhibited the register for us all to check, say you deal woman, before we can get what we call the final register. Sa final register no, and the Abedina Swaka say, okay, Obia di wom, na yesiano, I was say a printed ballot, Obia kwa, Obinya krata at the ato, because technically every Ghanaian is supposed to be given one voter paper, and I say voter vote a sheet. My friend saying a voter paper, right? Obia, I was say Obia enya one, and that is the rule. Say Obi dear say ya your backup. I was say police station be enya in case say Obi a mistake. You bet me asesa na ya man dear ya man another one. Amana sa akwakoto. Now, yeah, sorry now. This is what we heard. The Electoral Commission say omo eba beko ahead na omo akoede ako print a ballot paper. Thank you very much. That's the word I was looking for. Ballot paper. Every Ghanaian is entitled to one ballot paper. Every legitimate or every voter, every legal voter bia abayaja to so to abano, you are entitled to one ballot paper. Now say one ballot paper no say be a mistake krana. What is going to happen is say every polling station no ye wo kakra ye jato so say na be a mistake ye be na ballot paper e mana sa akwakoto. Inti officially no every voter, every legitimate voter, every obia also to abano you are entitled to one ballot paper. Yes, sorry, yeah. Ballot paper. Yes, sorry, yeah. And CEC for say yenye verification. Yenye verification, that means yenim ni padodo mo betwaba. Si yenim ni padodo mo betwaba, that means we cannot print ballot paper abra yenim ni padodo mo betwaba. It's simple. Enti EC can we no and Johnson has said in Ketiana the NDC, the chairman of the NDC say the EC must halt printing of ballot papers and undertake the commitment they made to clean the voter register at our last IPAC meeting. NDC for chairman, including their election director, Omane Boama doctor, almost say the EC also mujina. They are not supposed to print any ballot paper because as we speak now, we don't even know the number of people who are going to vote in 2024. There's no final register giving us an exact number of people who will be voting in 2024. So nobody can speculate. We are not speculating here. The EC cannot sit at the Electoral Commission and speculate the number of people who will be voting because this is a numbers game. Every single number counts. So we need to know. Nipadodo amukotwaba na yehu ayede abaka yebetwa to so. Send ye beya yekotoa bibia be finchim. In the end, this near say, you know something, the EC immediately almost stop it the printing of the ballot because the probability of the EC printing more than we need is high, and the probability of the EC printing less than we need to is high. It is important for us to have that number after the verification before the EC can go ahead and print. Mokai said in 2020, John Dramani Mahama raised issue B. EC invites police to investigate Mahama's claim of 1 million thumbs printed ballot. Okay. 2021. In fact, 2020. Let me bring it back. Electoral Commission debunks allegation of printing extra ballot papers. Before election 2020 November. And John Dramani Mahama catches the EC say, EC, you are overprinting papers. And that when you overprint papers, technically you are going to make sure say election are saying. And to make sure you don't, the NDC made this statement because there were videos in the system of a printed and stamped a voter ballot papers. Now a what system majority was Ashanti region. There were videos we all saw. EC bags the ballot papers gum yako dampe was some places the Ashanti region. Thousands of ballot papers. In the John Mahama raised the issue before elections say Electoral Commission. You are printing too many ballot papers, and that you have to be sure say they are more printing and then they are to aba. Jane Mensa and the Bossman Asare eba bonte catch the police CID say. John Mahama asema wakano omunya den sorry. Bossman Asare and Jane Mensa catch the Ghana for say. John Mahama should be invited by the police for saying said the EC has printed too many ballot papers, and that the amount you're supposed to print, not printing more than that. That is what this EC said. Investigations saying because John Mahama said over 1 million ballots was printed in 2020. The police said they were going to open investigations into it. I want to ask Dan Pare and the Ghana Police Service, the CID department, what actually happened to the 1 million ballot that John Mahama said EC printed here? Did they conduct the investigations? What was the outcome? Was the investigations conducted? Because John Mahama raised the issue, EC can say police in the investigations. We want to know that investigations, how did it end? Did they get to the bottom of the investigations and what did they find? Now, now let's do some serious conversation this year. Let's have some serious conversation. You see, say idea easy and a dangerous. I'm breaking it down simple, man. Okay? Easy idea no a dangerous. And a dangerous because that is the same strategy omni NPP year 2020. At the end of the day, they padded a lot of places in Ghana for the NPP. And into the court, the court was defending Jane Mensa EC say, fine, they have padded, but the padding did not make a difference. What you say? And into 2020 election court, the EC admitted so padded, but in the minds of majority of Ghanaians, they made it look like say, oh, the party 100 waha, your party 20 waha, in the end to mean change the difference in the elections. I make sure the reality here and what the EC is doing, how dangerous and how they have planned what they are doing. One, every Ghanaian should demand for the exhibition, the register. Every Ghanaian should demand say we should exhibit the register. We have to do the exhibition. I was say now what is going to happen? And I say voter register no say you allow my EC now. This is how they are going to rig the elections for the NPP, and this is how they did it in 2020. Now imagine say Ghana had I think say over 40,000 polling stations, right? Maybe a Tuaba. I'm going to use the Ashanti region as the typical example because a 1 million ballots no printing and a whole on the coy. Pardon a whole pan course. Now this is what I'm going to do. Young fan say, Mr. S, help me, Mr. P, help me with this maths. There were 40,000 polling stations in Ghana, right? Young fan say Electoral Commission. I'm making sure say in Ashanti region, ABI you were 15,000 and now Mr. S, get me. I want real numbers. I want how many polling stations do we have in the Ashanti region? Team. Somebody say, why is the NDC being so quiet? What should the NDC do? Should they kill? You are Ghanaian. You are the people who are supposed to put pressure on the EC. It is not the NDC. How many people are in the NDC? Dr. Manibu Ama in Pabakupe, Oko IPAC, all the things he raised, the whole Ghana about only nipa 300 tumano. He was objecting to what the NDC was saying. So what has the NDC done? What have they done? They are doing what they can do. It is us. We are timid. We are foolish. We think that the NDC can fight this alone. We all have to fight this in our own small way. NDC tomorrow, echo demonstration, you will not go. NDC tomorrow goes out, say everybody should come for us to have 300,000 people for EC to understand. You will not go. We will stay at home. Near the Jimmy TV to say, what is the NDC doing? Is the NDC at the end of the day, do they manufacture weapons? They don't. It's a political party, a democratic party. What they are doing is that they are bringing the issues to you. We are the citizens who will be going to vote. So why are you sitting at home saying, what is the NDC doing? Why is the NDC quiet? If today the NDC calls for a demonstration, are you going to go? You will not go. Because Obeka say NDC for. But you know what is happening. It's going to affect all of us. Now, Mr. S, do you have number for me? Thank you, Mr. P. I want the number of polling stations in the Ashanti region because I want to do something. I want to show the real thing. Not Ghana for who the EC are rigging. They are rigging the elections for the NPP, and this is how they want to start the rigging. I need. Where did it go? Where did the story go? Yes, into Munyinamukai 2020. This is what happened. Ashanti region ballot paper booklet with thumbprints of Ekufuado's picture halt voting at KNUST Security Service 3 police station. There were videos, we all saw it in 2020. Now, the ballot papers are didn't kind atom print up stamp actually Ashanti region. They go KNUST campus baby ano motoaba and na eguo on standby. And then adia EC by printing the ballot paper before the exhibition for us to know the number of people the EC is trying to rig the elections even before we go to vote, because say 2024 we say nipa 80 million we need to understand say the EC can print 40 million, the EC can print 19 million, the EC can print 40 million. Any number the EC print, they know how it's going to favor the NPP. You know how? I'm going to show you how it's going to favor the NPP. Now, let's take the Ashanti region, a typical NPP stronghold. My team said Mensa video in the Ashanti region before we do the breakdown of the EC, the pardon they are doing and how it is deliberate. Now, so this is the reality. This is 2020. The time Mahama Kaso Omo air printed ballot over 1 million. Omo we almost side Omukugu MPP stronghold teaching in Ashanti region. And it's a copy court, the issue of pardon by they treated it like it was nothing. Hey, the pardon and the change elections, and NPP strategy now in 2024, and they said they want to pardon. They can't say pardon. Now, there were about 5,000 polling stations to Ashanti region. I mean, use Ashanti region in Chiro, the MPP person somewhere. Anything that you mention, you name the padodo or more registered, but we didn't kind of print ballot papers. Here, there are 5,000 polling stations in the Ashanti region. That is the number technically. Now, the 5,000 polling stations, Munim say, Embra or say, polling station be anywhere. I was saying nipa over 700 to aba elho. Meaning, every polling station is restricted to at least. At most 700 votes. Into polling station 5,000 in Ashanti region. Every polling station bia Kwadasu A school, Bantama first A, Obia, and it's more than nipa 700 to about at a particular place. Now this is where they do their trick. What is going to happen? And they say, I'm going to pardon now. Yantinas Yanka 5,000 polling station in the Ashanti region. Oh, inti. Yamfan say every polling station in Ashanti region biano. Mensa mo print paper we no mo print extra. Be 2 million votes. Ballot papers egua. They will say okay. Every polling station in Ashanti region biano, you 200 printed ballot. Aya stamp actually illegal be ko. Now some they are not just going to dump it in time or be so be atoaba. What they will do then say some offer 200 ballot to every polling station in the Ashanti region. Because every polling station, also past 700 to we need to understand the probability of each polling station not getting 704 people voting, it is high. The probability says some polling stations will get only 200 people voting, so it is high. So if they decide to put 200 on standby, now me imagine say at the end by 5:30, every polling station. Ashanti region 5,000 polling stations, they will check where numbers 200 gap at them, and I can just say that there's the possibility, there's 99% possibility say 99% of the polling stations of Ashanti region there will be about 700, it be better 300 votes per, it be better 400, it be better maybe better just 500, it be better 150. Now what if they decide to say, and that is what they did in 2020. They add 200 to every polling station. Until your NDC now because 200 votes per the core air Kwabre polling station A. So 200 multiply by 5,000. That means almost the 300,000 votes in the goom. And I am even making this simple for you. The reason why Mensa ballot now printed the danger no and and that is how they won the 2020 elections. In Tobagas, now some party 200 and yet be back up party 200 because there are some places here. Ombe decided say nipa 50 per better, but that means say nipa 650 no they will part 650 But when we are counting, you cannot say nipa 650 na tuaba because obeka say kokot. So the strategy now is that they are going to do a lot of padding, especially in the Ashanti region. See this calculation. Say 5,000 police stations was Ashanti region. Now because the 5,000 polling stations ni na omo calculation. Omo musa uko sebio inkurase pa na 700 a polling station ye debia yenya 150 and 200. Inti monfa 500 nko ho. Sa police stations way sa 5,000 emu 4,500 ana omu nyina no yehu say normally no omu ntumi to abandon to the peak for 700 at the polling station. Inti monfa den sa numbers way 200 enko si one twɛn. Inti at the end of the day no obegye say o yama abantima 200 pe. O calculate all these polling stations 200 100,000 votes. Now mama had been show. Say omu decided say omu be spreading no nationwide. Right now you can say almost 200. You can say 200. And you have 275 constituencies in Ghana. It's almost 200 votes. If they succeed in stuffing each box in the 40,000 constituencies, remember, Ghana constituency na 40,000. Polling stations 40,000 polling stations. 40,000. It's almost decided, so, okay, 16 regions, you know. Police station there 40,000 no, they are going to make sure that 275 constituencies no almost the 200 per bako. If they decide to say okay, this is what we are going to do, every police station you better 200 200 per. Now your calculation now 40,000 police stations no, so only 200 each one, we are talking about 400,000 votes free. And remember, every vote to be an ballot to be on better air box to be no, it destroys NDC numbers. NDC numbers leso. Into what you better tuaba, but you are not moving forward. Tuaba and so akwani wini because so or the 200 votes ballot padded eguma. So 200 it goes to the expense of the NDC. I bet NDC numbers to 200. Don't just think say NDC numbers to be coming. No, every illegal padded vote to be about box. It goes against the NDC. It is or 200 by 40,000 now. Police stations now or 200 into because oh say Eastern region. Oh yes, I could hear only 200 calls and you share when they also I said or say 200 they say oh calculated 200 by 40,000. We are talking something around 400,000 votes. 2020 elections NDC MPP the day in the win year a little over 500,000. That is how they won the elections. The real numbers, they lost it. And this is the same strategy. And the way they can do this is they say, I was some printed papers answer. And then as we sit here, we don't have the final register, but we have a number we are printing. What number? And so air printed ballot papers. No? They should give us a number. Because you need to have a number that is voting before you can print the ballot papers. As we speak, there's no final register to tell us NIPA 2, 3, 4, 5. And a legitimate to vote. And a extra 200 a print here for each polling station. So number being entino musha edia print a ballot paper. It means to say they already have a number in their head they want to give you on election day. The NPP in the East, they are working around a particular figure. The NPP in the East, they are working around a particular figure. We are talking over, so the 200 count, we are talking about something around 800,000 votes. And the moment they are able to do that, you are done. And it's like Mensa and the bossman, they want to print the ballot paper now. They want to make sure say because what they want to do now is say so ballot number MPP for they cannot do it. And even though we don't have a final register, they insist they want to print. The question to the EC is, which number are you looking at to print? Because before we go into the printing, say a print here, we need to know, say, in fact, these are the number of people in the register. You need number, then you're printing. Because you're exhibiting register now. Some people might drop off or some people will be added to it. So how can you come to a conclusion, say, you want to start printing? Abra uni final number. How do you print when you don't have a final number? Unless you are speculating, unless you have an agenda, say, oh, person will print some number of ballot papers, or this some particular chunk, And that is what they did in 2020. And that is what they want to do now. And we all need to stand up. The EC should not print any ballot paper until a final register at the end of the day is confirmed. And then the political parties monitor the printing of the papers. Until this is done, no election. Election, sorry, the 200, I used only 10. The example I gave, no, because the 200, no. My team, they said it was just 10 by 40,000 and about 400,000. Yanyan as low as 10 ballot papers, ballot papers. Into Yanfan say the first one I said, no, the numbers were wrong. 40,000 police stations in Ghana, no. So is succeeding or the 10 ballot, 10 to every polling station. So Emma MPP, they are close to 400,000 free. That means 400,000, no, it will go against the NDC. That means they automatically, no matter what the NDC does, they can't win the elections. I'm saying 10 people, 40,000 police stations in all Ghana. So easy succeeding. Not every police station or the 10 remove free Emma NPP. NPP automatically almost 400,000 lead. That means the 400,000 alone, it has cancelled 90% of voter region numbers. That's it. This is not a joke. And internet you call elect a court, Ghana for court. Na yeka election pardon. Na Supreme Court, including Madam Tokonu's Etwa, they saw it as a joke and they said, oh, it's just pardon. No. Pardon wins elections. You pardon, you win. That's how it works. In the time NDC4 raised the issue, they say some police station were pardoned. The Supreme Court was saying, it's no big deal. Now, I said, what was going on there? Because he had a 10 vote per. So we try 10 per Emma police station be Ghana, 40,000 police stations are 400,000. 400,000 free vote. And those 400,000, it goes to cancel out 400,000 votes of the NDC. Into the Mensa, a dangerous, a strategic. They know what they want to do. They want to do this quickly because that is the only way. Into so calculate here. The NPP, they are sitting there and anytime they catch Ghana for so we will use strategy to win. This is what they are talking about. Oh, we will win with a strategy. Oh, NDC, they are making noise. We will win with a strategy. People will vote, but we will win. This is what they are going to do. A pardon. The example I gave is just 10 vote. I saw Ashanti region, they pardon more than 200 every police station. Me say vigilance. Me say they make catch we are 400,000 votes. So I must spread it 400,000 10. Emma constituency chairman bia no the map polling agent bia ewo omo police station na omo 10 na show mo na ye to aba no we no mutumi di rubber box ni ma 400,000 we 10 per. And these people they pad more than 10 in every police station. You know how dangerous this is. There's nothing like small pardon in elections. No. And that is how Ekufuado, after killing people in Ghana, he won the elections. Because it was the pardon that favored them. Because the pardon is that, say, Nipa 700 also Mutuaba, now a pardon 10, Nipa 400, but you know the 10 to Swa. How are you going to know, say, Nipa Wapade? You don't know because obviously, you say 700 betu and a Nipa 310 at 2 year. You are not going to contest that because it is not even close to adding the peak. Because the peak has to be 700. The only way you can contest it is say Nipa 800 at a police station. Because in Brand say I will say Nipa less than 700 too. It is or the Nipa 10 every police station. Now we are agent to why. Obagin say it's a joke. It is not. Because what is going to happen and say Nipa 400 not the 10 count 410 MP for 10 on the room. What is going to happen is say 10 no every police station. So to be succeeded the 10 room at 400,000. So to be succeeded at the 20 room at 800,000. This is not a joke. And we sat in Ghana, a whole Supreme Court that is supposed to question illegality said pardon is normal. I don't know the winning election 2020, no? See, what Jane Mensa is doing is not a joke. We should not see it as a joke. It is never a joke. Some more opportunity now to me the 20 at 2 polling station because what they can do is say they can decide to make sure say every police station in the Ashanti region, 100, it can represent all the other regions. Do you know that? Because on the 100, I share one police station, 10 police stations against maybe Northern Region police stations. So I want to mean for 100 and share police station back more Northern Region. Or bet to me 100, I share one polling police station. That means I cover 10 police stations in the Northern Region. So now to me the 100, I share one police station more. It has covered another 10 police stations in the Northern Region. So it is not only looking at Ashanti Regional, it is the amount of pardon they do. It is the amount of pardon. Into what I say, Ashanti Region can be pardon. Into what it's going to do is say every police station or the 100 bishim. Why you smart not the 100 share police station they know for a fact police station be anyone pass 700 per tuaba into the 100 shema. Every 100 be or bishim or bantamano affect 100 police stations, 10 police stations in the northern because 10 why no. So yeah, the same thing our Ashanti region. No the same thing our eastern region we win elections no. Because now see a kind of we win because the numbers are showing. NDC agents no because or the 10 penny goom guy mommy and kind of numbers will be over 10 there no. So be the 10 penny group we win elections. And that is why they have told Mensa to print the elections abra final registering here ready. It's up to you. We have to stop her. We need to speak up. This is dangerous. It is not a joke. Into I said or said this is illegal. Nobody should allow Mensa to print anything without a final register. Eba Union for no. Omukoje bribe. I sat here and I explained to you, I made you understand to say the labor union TUC4 leadership no omukoje ska. Never tana catch them say the strike was never going to happen. In fact, I gave you 99.9% to say it is never going to happen. Because from day one, I knew time omni Akufo-Addo koye meeting no. Now the Danko Akufo-Addo na more 10th no. They did not decide on the 10th. They didn't. Akufo-Addo catch them so omo man till the 10th he will come up with something. Akufo-Addo told them at the meeting say they were not, or the NPP government was never going to put in place state of emergency on galamsey. He wasn't going to do it. Or catch him winning plain. So he told them he's not going to do it. And I came to tell you people say we should start thinking something else because Akufo-Addo, he's not going to do that. From the beginning, the conversation was that a total ban on small scale mining or ban on mining in Ghana. After conversation a change here. Abedru ban on small scale mining. Now a change to come and protect our river bodies. The conversation is changing. But initially, TUC, Labour Union can say they want a state of emergency. That was their first statement. Now the state of emergency in the Hunkomobium. Right now, state of emergency in Abadan Abedru small scale miners. A free small scale miners Abadan Abedru our river bodies. It is deliberate. So Okotie Obi, Okotie Omahin Komna Sante, Okotie Paul Ademochirimo, Kwekuba Kumwa, they have trimmed the conversation down to a minute problem, which isn't the problem. And right now in Ghana, no, we are not even discussing putting a halt, a ban, a temporal ban on galamsey. We are now discussing so right now the river bodies. The issue is we need to stop every excavator working in Ghana now. Every site working in Ghana now, because we don't know the difference between gala and legitimate mining. So we need to shut it down. The TUC Labour Union, they took money. And I said this, and it has come to pass. They have called off their strike. When I saw it, I was laughing. Time and I was laughing. I was like, you people didn't know. You should have seen how the whole thing started. The day now, TUC for your press conference now, leader Kasairo. So we are not going to call off our strike. We are going to go ahead and do the strike on 10th. Sir President, until something changes. He added that statement to it. When the Labour Union, the TUC boss was speaking, the day they were saying that they have met the presidency, they have met the government, and that they do not want to go with the suggestion the government is throwing at them. They are still going to go ahead with the demonstration. So Papa Nika say We are not going to. We are going to still do the strike. The only thing that can change is if something changes. They were giving you a clue because they had told them something was going to come up, and they are going to base on that thing to pull out. Into your press conference, you did not pay attention to the man. Go back and watch the video, or the Chiro that if something changes, they might change their mind, and that is the clue they gave you. I don't know why TV is breaking. I don't know who's touching TV, but I'm doing my best. We have done our best for the past 8 years, my friends. Before Frobia Niwa on tie. No krena ni akachiro no. The TV is breaking, the TV is off. Dead. At the end of the day, boss, what we can do is what I am doing. What myself and my team we can do is what we are giving you. Assembly Yakembia has come to pass. Assembly Yakachembia esi. There's nothing new again. You have to vote against this government. Now, my interest stories to be ansana yaba eye galafo we asam so. This is a story I want to talk about. And maybe anipa bebre adwene nko. This is Mahamudu Baumia. You say about 3 days ago or launch a app bi. Now, almost say app no launch no. Sika almost spend e app na Baumia say wa launch. So wa launch app bi anipa betuma ko page dwuma ho. Government platform bi a okwa obetuma ko page dwuma. 383,573. When you want to round it up, 400,000 Ghana cedis. The total cost of Ghana.gov platform upgrade and Citizens App interoperability system. Almost say Ghana.gov app na omobeto ye no. That web na omobeto ye no. Unim say time mobile na Ghana.gov no na wo hodada. Eno na oba green book criminal. Over the last page, Hannah, let me show you. Over the last page of Green Book now, service portal of the government of Ghana. It's www.eservices.gov.gh. And e-services if you and Ghana.gov. It's beto this website. But we MPP by no na sa website app we know hodada. And then it provided services to all government institutions. All government institutions can intercollaborate. They can talk to each other. Oko passport officer, they can talk to NIA. NIA can talk to air birth control. Air birth control can talk to death control. This was done already before they came to power. Oslo Usube relaunch yeah. So something new. It was there already. They just came to change the name to Ghana.gov. It was already there. Now almost mobile almost have maybe app bakubi at the account where your friend Citizens App. Now sa existing one na ewo na change dino and Ghana.gov no almost spending 400,000 cedis. Sorry, 400,000 cedis. What do you call old Ghana now? 4 billion. MPP for us more catch no. Almost spending almost 4 billion old Ghana to do what? To upgrade a web page. It was a web page. And they said they have changed the web page into an app. As we speak here, somebody comes to see a web page and say, oh, let me change this web page and make it an app. They are spending close to 400,000. It's Ghana 4 billion. It's almost almost 2 apps. These 2 apps, anywhere in the world, to build this is not going to be over $10,000. That is even I have stretched you too much. That means there are a lot of tools or they build this app. No, it exceeds maybe idea now we're expecting. And Mahamudu Bawumia MPP for say the 4 billion old Ghana at the upgrade. The also the total cost of the Ghana.gov platform upgrade. And yet newly built platform a platform or that upgrading no you guys upgrade BBA we move from the state no to a level another state into almost upgrading from situation baby and upgrading they are another state. You see this whole thing at the end of the day, how can you tell me say just upgrading an app just upgrading an app which was already in existence. How can you spend 4 billion old Ghana to upgrade an app which is already in existence? When you came, that app was already working. How can you tell me, say, you? Because when I was building Loud Silence Radio app, I can tell you it wasn't over $5,000. It wasn't over $3,000. When we were building the Loud Silence Radio app, and they will be to me from Anopa to Enyumbre, when I contracted a company to build it, it wasn't over $5,000. So how can you just come tell me, say, upgrading an app, existing app? How can you tell me, say, you have spent 4 billion to upgrade it and add another citizens app to it? Inti, this is the criminality of Bawumia. Yekachira mo say, when it comes to app, Haptel, Bawumia diawu, and this whole thing, when you see Bawumia talk about digitalization, baby, he is selling a product that will come to him. Because you know something, that idea now, say, oh no, he's coming to digitalize Ghana, no, a business venture, no, you. He is selling it to the world that his companies will be giving contracts to do. He is not selling it for you. Because Bawumia, everything was already there. Bawumia NPP, nobody can come out and tell us to say, app this app, which is in the green book, this app wasn't there before they came. This was there before MPP came to power. The last page of the green book. This is what John Mahama had done. Anything we see Accra Data Center, anything we NIA office, anything I'm making sure a fiber optic cable around the nation for every single Ghanaian to connect to the internet. And anything I'm making sure DVLA, they can talk to AMA. AMA can talk to MFA. MFA can talk to GPS. GPS can talk to GTA. That is what John Mahama did. Into all the government institutions were at the end of the day intertwining. They were talking. They could portal. They could basically go on the net and talk to tax office, and they can tell you, say, oh, tax number, and say that here. John Mahama and the NDC put this together before NPP coming to office. Into then app dada. Page dada. Ube upgrading echo 4 billion Ghana. You get it? Now, when you go to platforms, almost building apps like Fiverr. When you go on the internet, there are so many apps where people build apps. So many places people build apps. There are architects on it. There are designers on it. Every single thing you need, every single service, you get it. Now, when you go on Fiverr right now this evening, and you go check, say somebody should build you an app. There are so many different kinds of app. Somebody can build you this. And let me show you. This is an example on Fiverr. When you go on Fiverr, I will develop neobank app, virtual bank app, international money transfer app, and it's going to be $1,200. This is on Fiverr, and they are there. I've used Fiverr before. Majority of the apps, my apps, Fiverr for being a building mommy. So if somebody is going to even develop a neobank, that means all the tools are going to be started from scratch. Bawumia came to meet an app already, which he said he was upgrading. This is from the scratch. From the scratch, developing a new bank app. You started from the scratch, from nothing, design, inputs, DND. You go to a virtual bank app, Ombudsman building. All these things, three things, serious three things. People are taking 1,200. Some people are even taking less than that. So how can you upgrade an existing app for 4 billion old Ghana? And you're telling me Bawumia is not cheating you people? Now, look at this. We are still on. They say by 10:30, we switch to air the EC. Now, Bawumia Yereso Akasa, these are scammers. Now, Samira Bawumia na 2014-15, ODD John Mahama and Yeratem. We see you. Moya Kromfo, we see you. Na Nkwasia for Bidinichi, so so time who thinks about Bolega confirm. And there, when your designer in Tadian or she. Or caught in Cremophone one will be my afi, or bedroom canoe pie slate with the true more than a num. 2014, 15, 16. Now Samira wait to Kesbin FM or in air discussing Ghana's economy. Or no Wi-Fi no. Or in an air discussing the economy of Ghana. Samira Bawumia. And Bawumia Yire Samira, the makeup artist, or say Bawumia has learned from the best. Trust him with Ghana. Samira Bawumia catch Ghana for say or sini kulesu fi nipa onim nyansa pa ho. Enti for Ghana nje nsem. Na nipa be na oka. Or say Samira say Bawumia sua ade fi nyansa ni ho. Nipa na adwene wo fie. Obu de nyansa. Nipa otumi dwene. Sebio odwene oman ho. Samira Wi-Fi catch say ono ni kunu Bawumia esua ade efri achichide ho okpo ho nti yemfa kuro ni hye nsem the Samira ka kire no o ka kire se ni kuro esua ade efri bodam ni ho nti entam Ghana mani kunu efri se wosua bodam no pa asem we oti bi wen. How can anybody say from the past 8 years or for the past 8 years ade Ekufuado oil Ghana no Ekufuado a leader e wo se wa kire obi ade a ye de oman hye nipa ni nsem again Ekufuado na nkasa man the platform obetuma kafa ono nkasa leadership on for the 8 years na Danko Ekufuado ontumi emfa ne 9 po ne nsa emsi ne bo se we na maya me wu a Ghana fo bebo me din e de aka me ho Ekufuado na ntumi nka but Samira hu Ghana fo se ye Jimmy Samira hu eye MPP fo omo mu di ekire ndodo no se omo Jimmy se abronye omo Jimmy se chema wuntumi omo nim nyansa enti na adwene se ensem bi na omo keka no 2012 13 14 15 no sa ensem no metuma sa aka ne what will make this woman na me busa Samira say ono angata Samira no ni fie ke Ekufuado ene te ono manage ni fie anka obeka se fie ni ensan fa nche Ekufuado nsa ono Samira no nam ho no na Danko Ekufuado anka oya manager ono angata Samira ni fie wine she fridge ma preko she fridge mu no sa efie ho no anka obeka se after 8 years yama Ekufuado ento aso ana. These are the things they don't care. They don't care. Nana Danko Ekufuado is the worst president in the history of this republic. Nana Danko Ekufuado himself knows he has failed. Now the guy who has failed, the guy who cannot go out and boast of what he has done, you want us to give the country to his subordinates, his apprentice, who at the end of the day is an imposter. Bawumia himself, he was hired by Ekufuado for one job. It be one reason why Bawumia was hired to be part of the NPP. Because there were so many people who were intelligent, smarter, committed, patriotic than Bawumia and commit to my Ekufuado vice president. But Ekufuado can say, oh, hi Bawumia for one thing, and that reason is that na seed no e was $3.8, dollar no was 3.8. Bawumia ba dollar no ebetia ba form abedru be 1:1. Bawumia juma ye hire no se ombeye no, ya friend say ombeye employment minister. Ekufuado an hire Bawumia say ombeye kitchen minister, ombeye DVLA boss. One hire say ombeye minister of finance. One high Bawumia say ombeye minister of sport, or high Bawumia for one job. Come as my vice president, head the economic management team, and make sure our finances are best in Africa and in the world. That's all. After 8 years, the dollar is at 17 almost. After 8 years, we have borrowed more than any African country. In fact, in Africa, country the IMF cano, we are fourth. That's so fourth. Time about by a net number and that. As we speak today, unemployment, it has gone out of the roof in the history of the Republic of Ghana. Yemfa ni pay juma for the past 8 years. It is the lowest. We are talking about it is the highest. Unemployment is the highest in the history of this country. We are talking about infrastructure. This government, after 8 years, cannot point to one project that is serving Ghana. From time I na bafu akoto yi £700. Edit NPP will be ever seen the NPP way and Bawumia, they have not been able to build one regional hospital. We are talking about a country where at this point our GDP, you know where it is. Ya bob besia over 1 trillion as we speak. Pensioner Sika Eurobond yaji. So who on earth will say Bawumia should lead after Ekufuado achichide no? No. So Samira Bawumia in the first place does not respect Ghanaians. Or who Ghana for you say Jimmy? Or we say, oh, where they can be di Bawumia the only can be di ano mabedru ha. Chema won't be Jimmy Crow Kabidi. Aya bronya Jimmy Crow Kabidi. Oma maka Jimmy for you can be di me job with intima mesomiko kabi. And intima obawe eke kan kwasiasam. She's not serious. Samira Bawumia is not serious. She's a joker. She just wants to be first lady. And her dream of the Fulani Sebio when declares a Fulani indirectly or an immigrant our ba abedi first lady and one ope Samira Bawumia will run Bawumia like a puppet. Samira Bawumia the person you say you a friend first lady and no now I cover criminals abegu kroma. That's all that she wants to do. She does not care about what is happening in Ghana. She does not care about who Ghana now musiona SN and fan because on the kroma a chat. Samube galamsey and the new kruno for every water to disappear. Samira Bawumia on Ghana ni fan ono de ope na bra bob nyina se obedi first lady then no ano no and de entuma bi e wa brochi bi obekra Ghana moku bi e wa Egypt bi obekra Ghana ono de ohia ne se first lady no address egum so samwe jimi de ohia na no so obeto potomanto akese e de makeup egum e de anante ene de ohia na no we oye Fulani immigrant and they are real Fulani for they don't like Samira because omunim so or double life. They are legitimate Fulani for Ghana. Omo respect Oma tena Ghana cha. Technically I become Ghanaians, but Oma jini jumenti. They know Samira is a liar. Ni anti kroma ni yeku Fulani for Samira kasaye. But now no, Samira is visiting Fulani communities. Adeya opese omo ani yeku omo no. Omo mbra no omo beto abama ni kunu Bawumia. Now no Samira ni koton tuma function the two. That's what she's doing. This is Samira. Ye njimi ya 2014-15. Na Bawumia Samira enam Kumasi. Ote Kesbin. Ono na discuss Ghana economy na yemu bi ye jiminti because yemu bi no titru yemu mu ya santefo ni bi no ye tese obi kabrofo a na sebi o ye maame o wo ye kura ye hu ye maame so ejimifo because obi kabrofo, and that is our biggest problem. Ye nuanoma santefo ni bi Samira to to ma akopie santimem o so on titwi Samira ko tena Kesbin o so on titwi brofo no tumika because asantefo de ye nim so monte brofo omo so obi kabrofo a na ye di nipa na chi se ntwe yemu bi ye jiminti Samira ko nkwasi asem bi o mo start no asantememu maka kire mo NPP as a government as a party omo person mo di nkwasi asem bi o mo start no asantememu. Samira 2016 not radio so Kesbin yen na Kumasi ye interview no radio to Samira na discuss Ghana economy. This girl na on the nam and a yeti and his experience in micro and macro economy. We need some Bawumia experience near the end. Na yet Ghana na de bia ye starting kwasi asem na starting asantememu because your journalist be asantememu omon kenkan omo bon omo so no pa no wa shatai abetena TV so na wo hwe be ma nim obo tai no pa e for so obo tai atena radio so na omo bobo tai na omo hu fifre omo hu bon kwan adan a ya na no pa ti radio so ntie kasa tie na Samira nam radio so left and right adan a Madam Samira is here Bawumia yire na Bawumia yire a na chese Bawumia yire onim nyanza se Bawumia ejuma Bank of Ghana chese Bawumia yire ono Wi-Fi no onim nyanza. It does not work like that. If Bawumia is an economist, it does not make Samira intelligent, and those are the things we need to understand. So Bawumia economist automatically it does not make Samira intelligent. So Bawumia politics it does not make automatic Samira an intelligent politician. No, it does not work like that. And internet to meeting santimemu na obi ebie drugstore we be drugstore achenti owu ya na yira be hye ne nan na yire nko pharmacy school bia na yire nim bibia but why drugstore acha de bia obekọ ana na yire ho nti papa ne wu ya na ye de yire na ye den eyi de nduro saa nkwase asenu bi na MPP for di bu Ghana saa na tie oba asantimemu a obi to be drugstore oye adwuma na wanyini ne wawu because de bia na yire wo ho o abena onyi paramiensa na oyi paramiensa onim diagnosis onim yare because ni kunu shedan bim na obi ba na akoho na ni kunu awode panne na ni kunu atredro abena mun yedro miensa ma no miensa bi komienu enti abena yedro na 7 years ni kunu wu ya na abena take over ono so abena doctor ni ati krom ho na abena wo panne enu bi na Samira ene Bawumia mo ka kire mo because Bawumia ebe politics of Bank of Ghana Samira has to discuss economics on TV on radio na nyansa be na Samira wa be discuss Ghana's economy kwasi ake kan be no Jimmy Yana get no be putting Ghana team Samira. You are saying so Ukru the head of economic management team, GDEP, who led it, Enya Bawumia. It was championed by Bawumia. Closure of banks in Ghana. One a lead here, Enya Bawumia. He was the head of economic management team. The closure of banks, Bawumia a lead here. GDEP, Bawumia a lead here. So all the destruction we've had in our economy, no, Bawumia a lead in na kwasi about waiting am Ghana. Adenya, or person be the first lady in teaching na. Ni kunu di nkwasesem ono so di nkwasesem ni bi ko Ghana ko hwe say NPP run Ghana to say the obi ni kunu run choba obi ha ni kunu ati asori na de bia ni kunu preach not the front I sorry maame so maame ni kunu no wu ya na obehye o na preach honhom na fa no kwase asem enu bi na Samira ne Baomia de yemo no obi kunu tumi ti asori na oba besi aya ware ne ba awariem ono so ba asori bi ebetie ni kunu preach ni kunu wu pe no so be na ne sofo ne ete Ghana kwase asem enu bi na Samira ne Baomia yemo no who at the end of the day will even consider about Samira's ideas when it comes to running an economy. Samira cannot run a home. Oba, her main priority in life is to look good. Danemba cannot run a home. So why should we even allow this to happen? Guys, let's move forward. Lydia Hassan. Messi MPP for steady ko wechina ko he. MPP for MP wupe near the Yarabe show confantiman and you be no ye. Lydia Hassan MPP obu wupe near the Obana be show. Just Obana Jimmy Kura we MPP near we wunkwade yama yirimedi MP. And you be no good MPP o. Ko parliament na ko he. Emmabe 304 omu nyina be wura parliament. Omu kunu MPP for omu wuye nti Obana Jimmy Kura e manembra parliament. Eni be near the gumo parliament no. Lydia Hassan infantiman lady no and some other. The moment a ukunu be wu so your Obana wu a ye be manembra be show. MPP Jimmy, they cannot think. A party full of fools who do not have self-respect. I'm telling you. Many sankofo ya nantiache omwe Jimmy. Nanka yebenya nkofo to sit in parliament in the name say mikunu wuyenti. Na obi ewa Lydia Hassan constituency or say matwama Lydia Hassan. Adentra oh nikunu ne wuyu. Oh wonka MP we. Nikunu wuye ne ebefa no. Ye Jimmy. Onim nyansa de chechire man. Only no knowledge about governance, politics, how to bring the people, how to bring development on TSA. Now you think comfort a constituency was what I say, oh, Lydia Hassa, where do you kuru no? Now we kuru ebia no bojantra. She does not even know what is going on. But because the Kuria MPP near no, it will have to bring a bloody widow to come and represent us. Now one more constituency, one very. Oba ni kunewu. Say opese sebio or money nikuna should not even be thinking about power. And these are people, they are insensitive human beings because they are all thinking about money and position. This is where we are. And it's not Samira to make Nanti Ghana so your campaign. Now I'm sure idea. Guys, you all have issues so. Now Shadia. This is another story I want us to talk about. I say exactly 10:30. No, you'll be breaking in a easy story. No, very important. Prosecute perpetrators of election 2020 death. Where a former Shraj boss Emil shot for 4 years. 2020 and you got to aba and you cool nipa over in Watchy or Ghana. Suddenly, Emil shot or former Shraj boss and his likes. Aka less than 60 days near Kotwaba. Aka less than 60 days near Kotwaba. Emil shot to say, Omo amu bowl 2020 elections. No, I think yanko show money yanko chi omo from Kugum. Aka 60 days, less than 60 days. 58 days was a day. Now, Bebusa will say, Nema Penini at this point come up with this statement. I have heard say Papa Kufuor has spoken on demonstrators who were arrested. Papa Kufuor say, Yakos Organina on T. The what say, young men and women make a demonstration, Mobiku 2 police car key, in Tisanko for the Osem Ranyo Mudi. Papa Kufuor krum insu asay a galamsey aje onte ye wadane man pam wo ho enkwasiade a electoral commission eye wo Ghana a omum bie nyomem ema yehu ne krogyen a de kwakoto aba no JA Kufuor se ono saade no onte ye ekrom ha yete sikasama asay ahokyere ene senia aban wei e de Ghana for F4 ha mu no JA Kufuor se onte ye the same as these men impenifo na omo anu edudwom no they don't speak. They only speak when nothing can be done. But you see, with this man, one thing I can give to him to say, this is not the first time he said it. He has been saying this for a long time. And he has not gotten any support from anybody. I can say, with this man, this is not the first time I am hearing him make this statement. I've heard him so many times and I've spoken about it so many times on this platform. I am yet to hear any penyini statesman on hine be to say Emil Short, what he's speaking about, it is important to see, because he has been speaking on this for over a year now, and no chief, no elder, no priest, we are talking about no statesman has been able to say Emil Short statement we're making. It is important, it is imperative, it is very, very necessary for us to deal with it before the next elections. Nobody has supported this man. Say omo boat to 2020 elections. Yan prosecute omo, yan chi omo, yan for nyinambra buku no. The president of the Republic of Ghana has not spoken about this since 2020. The Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Mahamudu Bawumia, he has not spoken on this since 2020. Papa, we asked Tatia Kasumwe from 2020 right after elections. And nobody has supported this man. Now, Yababe do 50 bear 2 days, 58 days. This man is still saying it. Nobody is listening. Who are we going to blame? Enti mo mpedifo na mo ofie no mo ahemfo na mo na mo say yentonyo mo mfrɛ mo no mo amusumu di enim ya asofo mpanyinfo Christian Council, Peace Council, Muslim Islamic Council, mo na mo di enim no. Why are you leading us? Because if you are not fighting for justice to be given to the people, then you cannot expect to say things will go well. The people need justice. People have killed people against their will. We saw people open gun fire on armed civilians. From 2020, this man has been speaking. Let us deal with this. Let us deal with this. Let us deal with this. The president of the day, till date, we share him for 99% of more Ghana. On Hinibian to Minjina president, Mr. President. And then there, Yano. Ekufuado is share or Hinika Sibia or Ghana. Yeah. We share Obia. We share software penny for more Ghana Hina. Nobody has been able to pick a mic to say, Mr. President, I want to ask you this. Why haven't you issued a statement yourself on national television on the killings during the elections? Nobody ever seen there. So it makes the president feel, say, he's over the constitution. He has power than the constitution. He can do whatever he likes. That is why we are seeing what we are seeing today. That is why today, law and order has broken down. And there are immigration officers, any police for Jina border because of chobo, any illegality. Police for immigration for soldier for because of illegality, corruption. The country at this point, it does not have any leadership. The vice president who wants to be the next president or can throw around the nation, he has not been able to tell Ghanaians about the 2020 killings and what was done and why he did not speak on it. But we have seen there as a Muslim, he has not spoken on the killings of innocent Ghanaians from 2020. Inti me person busa question bi o. Omo ku nipa during the election 2020 no. Say Mahamudu Bawumia be the president. Do you think that those people will be brought to book? No. Because say Bawumia e pese hu say oye honest Muslim or nipa or kano kra. What Bawumia will do is say he will speak on this matter. Even his boss decides not to speak, he will speak. But Bawumia has stayed away from the matter. You know why? Because the same people he is expecting them to come 2024 to come and kill more for him to become president. And what they are doing now is they are supporting the illegality because it goes in their favor. Bawumia is supporting every illegality from Ekufuado because at the end of the day it goes in their favor. Now let me read what Mr. Short. Thank you very much, team, for bringing this in. I really need to read this statement from Emil Short. Senator Ghana for being exactly what he said. Thank you, team. I'm reading the statement in intro. I'll say, let me place this on the screen. Mr. Emil Short said, Mr. Short, who said this in Accra yesterday, explained that accountability of the perpetrators before the 2024 elections would assure the electorate that such incidents would not be repeated during December 7th polls. Or say yet to me yen nyina kan hu bom ne ka nokre na president no ene eyedian Bawumia aban wotisui etumi chi enkofo mu di sa dwirimu no ene bone na ene ewudie na aba yekoto yi bema Ghana for enya aremhye enya hope enya confidence bi ewo de ye security system nim ya aban nim ene electoral commission nim ene aba na yekoto no Emil Short asema na woka no o se ya anye saa ebe ye din sa aba yekoto yi pepe yo ene Ghana for de akomapa ebekwa akoto aba no if you say everybody will be on the defense. Now he said it would also serve as an assurance to the electorate not to resort to violence when confronted by opponent. Or say yetumi yesa na yetumi chi omo di sa adwum no edi body edi ewu eku nipa na de be ne say ye ne yetemamufo anase Ghana fo yekoto aba no ebe ma nya arehyem bi say yekwa anise yekwa den wentwi anise eni enu akoko anise se bi yekoko ntokwa e wa aba no ho na say yentumi anya saa amfa sankofo we nyina ambegina den court emwo omfo a nipa bi koto aba omo so adwene mu no omo adwene be omo say e wo so omo kontokwa edi wini aba. And I quote, unresolved past electoral issues have the potential of affecting the credibility and peace of the 2024 general election. It has the potential of decreasing the trust level of an adjusted delivery system in the country. Into Emil Short in someone no or see say to me and D 2020 killings no juma I make sure say omwa eye MPP aban Samia Uku Chema to me eye brand champion mo e ko se galamsey for the etuo obusom ebe ball nipa tu a o se yentumi deal with this problem ama nipa omuku Ghana for the antwe o maso ma ye nyina ye hu a aba na ye koto na be din se ye benya e de asumdwe e wo Ghana we eye Emil Short onya kora se bi onani afi wodi ne huni wodi Ghana so wodi positions onim de oka the fourth republic obetoye se bi ebeto no Kwame Nkrumah time no mu nyina mu tiase JJ Rawlings by 1992 no tiase Kufuor by ohubi ebesi Atamils Mahama so abesi Kufuor so onimade ehu eni tina ka chemo Ghana for say na na danko Kufuor we mu omo andi dwuma we am make sure say omo amko sa atuo we ye ne omo dili ama ya solve problem na 2024 elections ebeye ding say ye benya de peace ma menkan ni nyina ma nsi osaka we to aso o say, and I quote, it is among two reasons why the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, is refusing to sign a peace pact because they are skeptical. They are skeptical about the effectiveness of the peace pact. Or say, when you can who be entering NDC no person mo be signing any peace pact no. If you say bibi anywhere more that assurance say so mo sign a peace pact na sebio aban chichiro mo nsangu omuchi emiembo mu yemutu. We penyini na ekasa no or dwene Ghana ho or ka adekodienti a se ne anyoma ekọ no enko yie a o kire Ghana fo no kure no o see eka ho nti na NDC fo 2020 killings ya me kire wi a and the Kufuor don kan ho asem ba omian kan ho asem MPP national security obian kan ho asem Abraham Medres we da ho Ghana o see eka ho bi ti na NDC eye mo from so omo be sign peace pact a omo so omo nye efri say omo gidi say president no and vice president ba omian no omo no omo shade we kire eni ti omo kan ho asem na omo be sign a na esa bo omo nko foto a efri say nipa dodo eku omo 2020 no na ye NDC for Mr. Short ekasa no o say they believe that as a country the 2020 peace pact did not achieve its intended outcome, end of quote. Or see only the anadwim no ohun say NDC for ohun say 2020 sa peace pact no ko sign ye say mema obi ambo no nyonkutuo mama ye nko during election yenye bibia kroje no o see ogidi say eka ho eno ogidi say eka ho ena ayeden ama entokwani ekuma eku nipa no ene na ama sa de 2020 peace pact no entimi achieve ede in the purpose if you say yes sign a peace pact I will say make sure say ye nyina edi so na party bi di so na party bi endi so a at the end of the day de ye pe asumdwa ye pe no enya de ebenya inti Mr. Emil Short ka kire Ghana for or ka kire Kufuor do or sa ka kire Baomia or dan what power 2020 killers in favor no obey vice president they say for you people to refuse to talk about it, it is bad for the image of Ghana, and also it is bad going into these elections because Obi say Baomia, majority of Ghana folk who say 2020 killings, it favored you. Because if I had not favored you, Kekufuor we need elections, for you to be vice president, for you to continue to become a flag bearer. And because it favored you, Baomia, the killings favored you, that is why you, Baomia, you have decided not to speak on it. And no Kahuna NDC for said they will not sign any document. It justifies it, and they have a right not to sign any document in Ghana. Now, Shadia Waha. Besides Mr. P, thank you. Guys, stay with me. Thank you very much. Now, Shadia, I'm sure Adiwi. IMF. Asama ABC of Finance Ministry, and I make catch Samira Baumia any MPP for Nyama Wedding, Nyama saying. Sorry. Somebody's telling me, so, oh, Emil Short was talking about the Ayawaso West Wagon, commissioner's reporter. It includes the Ayawaso West Wagon. It includes the 2020 elections. From what I just read to you, you could see he was speaking about all the violence that at the end of the day we could not solve and make sure people are then prosecuted. And no one some and a Sibu na oka, including Ayawaso West Wagon issue. Now, Finance Minister Bekasa or say 13 billion euro bond restructuring. The other thing say, in Bremekacham say, so euro bond na a Ghana government say, oh, what Ghana phobia sikabia or the kuchekabin. Mibusa must say, have you agreed to these terms? Because the terms, it has to be from two parties. Omwa abindi omoka, any abain. The question was, have the people, the pensioners na yeji omusika edi akotua bond bino sa edi akotua ekabino sa pensioners na omusika yeji di akotua sa ekano omatiase ana, have they signed any agreement? And pensioner Eurobond holders in Ghana are demanding exemption from the recently completed 13 billion debt restructuring by the government. And yetiana say na the finance minister domestic, because your finance minister foreign finance minister Amin Adams domestic I have a show very important is here more for lawyers because lawyers Sami Esquire Amin Adams finance minister domestic I am on financial bracketing. Amin Adams beka kire say omo restructure Ghana bo eka na economy restructure no euro bond no omo ko yisika ni bi de akwakote and me busa Ghana for say mo a musika da euro bond da somebody atoto bonds a friend euro bond no aban no enema tenase aban no enya mo green light aban no ama mo krata bi mo ma sign say eye musika na ma invest wa aban mu no yemfa nkotuaka ebesi ne obi ama answer and omo ana omo sika eda sa euro bond ni mu no omo say omo pese aban yi omo free mu because aban e take a decision bia they were not informed and they don't want to be part of it. They have the right to say they don't want their monies to be used because it is their personal money. Now we are government na say u chinchim Ghana for nsa pensioner for nsa e de tuawo car abra you did not consult them. Because there's nowhere in this world, there's no country in this world where a government can take people's money to go service its debt without letting the people know why he or she is, or why the government is taking the money. The people will first have to do what? The people will first have to understand or agree. The question I was asking on this my platform and I say, "Moi Eurobond ni yamodiano. Abain no makasa mamatiasie." There's a difference between abain communicating with you or sending out a communique. The question is, did you respond by saying yes? You can do whatever you want to do with my money, because this Eurobond money they've taken, it is going to come back in about 15 to 25 years time. Will you be alive to take your money back? No. It means they have robbed you. There's a reason why you bought bonds. There's a reason why you invested in this. Why is it a government is taking it from you? The government did not allow you to agree before the government took your money. Into more pensioners are more Eurobond holders. You need to understand, say you are not going to get this money back. It is gone. You people have to wait and sue, because you see, at this point, Samoko court na Madam Kutonuti anono or say trumu on per se obe mi kishos o wedi assembly we no obeka kire mo say Ekufuado ne na aban akronfo we, they are right. The court cannot save anybody in Ghana. The court in Ghana cannot save anybody who at the end of the day wants the right thing to be done. The court in Ghana would never save anybody. Say oya Ghana ni na we sue Ekufuado government bawumia abanya bawumia ka ho, you have to understand you will never win. Because this court works for this executive. The court in Ghana works for Ekufuado. Nobody will win a case against Ekufuado. As far as Ekufuado is president, no case over against Ekufuado will be winning. You won't win. And at this point, they have forcefully taken your money from you. You are a Ghanaian. You have worked so hard all these years. These guys come into power 8 years, they steal every money and go into your savings, your lifetime the investment. They take it by force. Why should anybody allow this government to continue? Because these pensioners, In the first place, they were saving in banks around the nation, savings banks, their banks. These people came to power and Omugu banks. Some of these pensioners, came. Yeah, these pensioners. Number one, you sue this government, some people in this government, and will be a loop Ponzi scheme. And the same government, number one, Kunavie, and Uria, a pensioners, Wisika. This government, this same government, and they almost say, a euro bond na a dahono, sebio domestic DDEP no, and no crown first one, snake bond na a dagana na, more pensioners, Mudidu Kakakano, almost Sabayano, almost Sabe Jimusikano. Now, Eurobond, no most of our pensioners now, more investing in Eurobond, no, was Saba Beji. So the question is, why do you even want Bawumia and the MPP to continue? Because somebody needs to answer questions. Your savings, you have nothing left. And today, 13 billion. You did not say, I bang you, 13 billion, Kutiaka. So where is the money? Why are we sitting idle and watching these people destroy your lives? Because the fact of the case is, they say, but this same thing is going to go on, and the Aka Kran almost have finished because don't mean yashi. Court be diamomo. So what are you going to do? You need to vote against them. Now, your story way. Let's run through them quickly. A year Pentecost Pegini, a year Mr. Opokunyina, Ghana Pentecostal PGPC here, the Ghana Pentecost Charismatic Church, right? Ghana Pentecostal PGC, but Obiani Mr. Opokunyina, MPP Nipa. And say, well, most of the vice president, running mate today, or better tested what test like a crada, a man for the shake, a crowd of fum, or co. Mogai. Time and near see a running mate, Amabaumia. A bay rumor so poking you running mate obedi vice president obedi no and obat with a bachelor BB. Oh, and and the battle and a month will be Monica cram, a month will be when you fum was sad you in easy. Yeah. What do you go say Jesus Christ? That small walk now, 19 year Kubon as you do, easy walk. Opoku Baya or bachelor Jamaica crowd, why also with a quotation from the Bible, a motivational speaker of what not it has political undertones. Or bet your trade amount for charging to be fum or course. I was not saying that I want to be running made here and the Wakasa won't be the story. Hey, the picture is not Opoku. Who is this? I'm sorry. Ghana Pentecostal Charismatic Church, right? Okay. Oh, it's not that one. Okay. So who is this one? This one is the most important thing is the story. Now, the story is this is the Pentecost GPCC. Almost Kasemia political parties almost say election, not religious contest. And this is Eric Nyamiche. Opoku Nyina, he's gone out. Yes, sorry. Opoku Nyina na ofri homa Eric Nyamiche. Pentecost for so ayana mu yi mutika kra. Se na ebe hu mu difference no. Aya mama mutifu a yehu mu difference no. Ayana mu nyina ma bese fulani fo nti yehu eye de Abdulrazak every eye de eye Ibrahim Morumu. Nti ayana mu Pentecost for so mu yi mutika kra. Mo ko ba brain shopper. Mu nya paso na mo de bobo so na. So. Mo ma fa machine nto ho. Ni enyi ni ma mu fade kakra. Because mu yi mutinti yehu mu difference. Eric Nyamiche Opoku nyina mu nyina mu tiri hu ye pe yehu mu difference. Mo say Chinese for. In the Pentecost, why am we muti? Na mo ko barber shop amope aya yusu apaso nko a ye de apaso nko a e na keka etiri so afu edwie wom mo ma nipa ni yi na mutiri from amfa mutirim na mo dware anso kom. Yeah, my mind dey somewhere o. Me hit you, me Jack. So this guy took over from Eyede Opoku Nyina. Thank you very much, team. Inti Pentecost for we remember my advice back. Moko ba brain shop amunyi mutina Yesu ba na the team anya e bi. Yesu team na de se mefe. Yesu team wo de wiansom no Yesu se pe na wo so de sa bruni no akekere. Yesu na the team nti se ye. Inti team na muja na mente ase. Muja mu team ya akere se bo bra mu ase ana se mo ye sober ana eno na ye de ade a se Pentecost wa na mama mutiefu saa eno na ye de en e just go heaven. Edwie keke na mu ye farm. Mo ye eye de mines farm mo team. Lice farm. My say kura own. Moya lice farm o mutrim. Aya munyi muti keka. Mugo tina Barbara. Momo Barbara shop na line na tinting. Oh Barbara shop na Pentecost for betina pe. Untimi nyeshe. Because omo betina we 45 minutes. And sana Baba no wa check it level no. Keka bo disturb nipa. Ya the machine to nya zi yi ya ma shape. Mon perfect. Inti mu nyina ma say Chinese for you who difference no. But we there or different from Opoku nyina. Asma kan nyina ne say, omo Pentecost for say. Hair lies. But I guess a minds from Jimmy Conwa. More than any mistake, I'm not the Mr. Lies in your hair. Pentecost for me, Mutin. Pentecost for you. I branch away on intimate your hammer. Now the your Mahama, Sabio, Minami, a job money. Hey, what? Now, almost say election, not religious contest. And I'm happy said. The Church of Pentecost no make statement we. Ni nyina say the Church of Pentecost nim say election not religious contester. Then they have to take the lead. They have to let the politicians understand when the politicians come to their churches. Because you see, for some time now, under Akufo-Addo, everything politics is making sense in Ghana does not make sense again. Before Akufo-Addo became president, politics it did made sense. It did make sense. It made sense a little bit. People were able to communicate for other people to contest it or for other people to also agree or disagree. People were rational before Akufo-Addo became president. Akufo-Addo became president from 2017 king and yenye Jimmy for. I said Ghana yenye Jimmy. Titru yenye Christopher ni bi. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and then our way they have been able to infiltrate. Hardly did you see the church so involved in politics before Akufo-Addo became president. We saw presidents visit churches in the past, but every time a president visited a church in the past, from Kufuor's time all the way to John Mahama's time, from J.J. Rawlings' time all the way to John Mahama's time, you could see, say, it was all about maybe a projector, Yafra president, or Omebiano, and you hardly heard presidents or vice presidents use that podium or that opportunity to campaign. Hardly. It is when Akufo-Addo ne MPP start group nkwasiafo we be so and who say asofo politicians on to stand in their churches to campaign. And the Pentecostal church is one church. They are very guilty about this. Their leadership allowed, in fact, under Opoku Nyina, and the Opoku Nyina and the Pentecost church became very political. Opoku Nyina could not separate the gospel of Eddie and Paul, another church of Pentecost, from the NPP government. So what happened was that it was when Akufo-Addo threw something in the air, say, I want to build a cathedral. That was the bait. That was how Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and the NPP, they destroyed that Eddie, that rationale. They destroyed that respect. Let me say that respect now politicians had for the church. Right now, the politicians in Ghana, they see church and I say religion as a platform to sell their political agenda. And internet every single day, you will see say Bawumia has become a political jantra, and Ojinaha, the same person will tell you say vote for me because I want to be the first Muslim president. The same person will not even recognize Muslims. The same person will go to a Christian church and recognize with the Christians because and pray and worship with the Christians, neglecting his own Islamic religion because our idea be say a Christopher does change kribofono. The reason why Mahmoud Bawumia is spending more time with these Christians and lying to them and making them think say or a Christopher and say on him say when it comes to 1:1, 1:1. At the end of the day, there are more Christians in Ghana than Muslims. Now, Unim, because he knows that Christians are fallible, they are gullible people. The Christians are not deep enough, he can use them to get the numbers he wants. And it's what's steady. And the MPP by power, that is when you saw more religious bodies, especially more churches like Pentecost leading the pack. Akufo-Addo by no say maybe see a cathedral. That is how he baited all of them. Cathedral, the Church of Pentecost in 24, any other religious bodies leaders, they did not question the Akufo-Addo say the cathedral you want to build, are you building a cathedral which you own or you are building a cathedral which the country owns. Because if you are building a cathedral which you own, it's a totally different strategy or different approach. It will have a totally different approach. If you are building a cathedral that belongs to the country, it will also have a different approach. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came and said National Cathedral, right? And at the end of the day, from the beginning, he told these churches to say he had a dream. He actually told his God that he wants to build a cathedral. So there are two things here. Akufo-Addo wants to build a cathedral for his God. My God is not Akufo-Addo's God. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, when he was promising his God, I was not there. And he saw your software. The first thing you ask Akufo-Addo to say, you are the president of the people. You are paid by the taxpayer. How are you going to raise this money to build that cathedral? Because what we know as religious bodies or religious leaders, and they say, if it is a national cathedral, then we have to use what we call the national conference. It means it has to go through parliament for all of us to understand or admit to say yes, national cathedral, and it happens everywhere. Saban basic school, because the school does not belong to an individual or the president, Parliament will have to approve. Say yes, you can say EDC school. No, into say for the national cathedral. Now we are Sofupenini, we are religious leader, or you are a religious body. Now some people say Ade Akufo-Addo, the person say Eyenokra. Why don't you ask Akufo-Addo to say that thing you want to build? Are we going to take a penny from the taxpayer? You people did not do it. Because you people just wanted to follow politics and help a politician to achieve his personal ambition, to achieve his political ambition. So all of you jumped on board, knowing the fact to say they are going to steal money from us, the citizens, to build a cathedral that at the end of the day, we the citizens did not at the end of the day call for. And see, from day one, when you people allowed Akufo-Addo to infiltrate the religious bodies and the leadership, that was when the politicians in Ghana started having that idea, say, religious bodies, religious bodies in Ghana, churches in Ghana, a platform for them to do politics. You people open the floodgates. You people open that floodgate, and the other politicians use any belief religious bodies to do campaign. Anything you want about Baumia today, it's Baumia. No, he is not entering churches because he loves the religion. No, Baumia, he does not love the Christian religion. Baumia in Cremonia or Wipreku. He knows Muslims don't have the numbers, with all due respect, to make him president. He knows. He knows the Christians are more foolish. So he wants to align more with the Christians, because he himself knows that in Cremofono, they will not vote on religious lines. They will not vote on which president is more affiliated to my religion. They will vote on which president is honest. Because when you're honest, it does not matter which religion you belong to, no matter how you are doing the right thing. Inti Baumia realize that in Cremofono will be questioning or no Baumiano, Adjine Danitim, Osma Osumno, how honest he is. So he quickly started moving through the churches. Oyuzu Pentecost, and Okura Methodist, no Presby, no Catholic. So you saw, say, the leaders of these religious bodies started sounding like politicians. They started not being confident in speaking the truth. When they saw filth, they could not say it is filth, because at the end of the day, they have aligned themselves with the devil. They are dining with the devil. And it's Akufo-Addo enya the space to destroy a lot of the religious bodies in Ghana. Into this statement coming from the Pentecost Church, we are not supposed to be blamed. The leadership, the leaders among their respective religious bodies, you people gave the politicians that idea, say, election is a religious contest. So you people are supposed to sit back and change your ways, and change the way you are so comfortable with politicians, and change the way you are so much into having dinner with politicians cannot speak the truth. You have to change your ways. You have to be truthful. You have to be honest. You have to be straightforward. You need to let them understand. That is the thing. But the moment we don't do that, we will keep saying these things. Every Ghanaian should vote against the NPP. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, any NPP Abanwe, they are not ready and willing to fight galamsey. It's a fact. Their utterances in some the way they make you people understand, they say what is happening now, the way you see it, they don't see it like that. In fact, the minister who is in charge of land, Samuel Abu Jinapor, upon all the things we've seen in Ghana, the river bodies being destroyed, all the forests being destroyed, every single thing in Ghana got to do with galamsey, essay, and SAS. The land minister, the man who is in charge of the sector, or say Anka Ehano, he tells you, say, this is Abu Jinapo. He says he drinks from the tap in Accra, and that there's nothing wrong. The water is clean. Into anybody in Ghana telling us to say, Insiona say, no, that person might be crazy. That person is doing politics. This is the minister who is supposed to make sure that things change. This is a minister who is supposed to make sure, say, Ghanaians, we cry and say, things are not going on well, and that the galamsey will be killing, or it's killing Ghanaians. The minister says to say, in his home, he drinks tap water. Or no tap or who is into all the things you people are saying, it's like you people are crazy. Or say, I drink tap water every day. Even this morning, I drank tap water. There's no dirty water in Ghana. So the reality is that the minister who is supposed to understand your problems, the minister who is supposed to take a decision, tell the president that this is a national menace. It's bigger than COVID. The minister sees it as a GB. And this should tell you, I was telling young Ghanaians, say, when you go out there and you shout, stop galamsey, and you don't bring the people who are in charge, the leadership out, you are wasting your time. And it's part of the reason why this minister who is in charge of land, who is the one issuing license, telling you, so on fear there, on no clean water, into what you are now once you say, what you wager, once you say, it's your denta, what you break, now once you say, maybe I will but that one kind of crack. That is what Samuel Abu Jinapo is telling you. Samuel Abu Jinapo catch say, "Wona mabo dam na mokeka ke say insua say." Now, this is a video. Let me show you. Let me show you how serious this is. This is a filter, and this filter, nipa no so toy do over 2 weeks. Monje filter, water filter, monje. That's the partisanship nonsense. So this is the reality. Abu Jinapo can so no tap water free fee. This is the tap water. And majority of you guys, I was telling you, I really appreciate what you did on the streets, but it did not make the impact because you forgot to hit the target. Democracy how before? I told you from the beginning. The noise will be there, but the people who are supposed to feel the heat will not feel the heat because you are using a broad brush to make sure you paint a tiny spot. That is the problem. And you see, upon all the demonstrations and the sacrifices we made, the people who are supposed to be blamed, they are saying that, oh, we are politicizing it. That's what they will tell you. Because no matter what you say, no matter how you try to let them understand, they say, this is a leadership problem. So they will make sure, say, they will tell you, say, well, Ujina Street is opposition. It's a fact. That's how these people are built. Until from today, Obi Obeko on the street to demonstrate Biano. Anybody who goes on strike, Yabeka's opposition Amoska, because we have failed from the beginning, or we failed from the beginning to let the president and his vice president be the key word in our grievance. Because when the key word is missing, you will get a lot of definitions. When you even go on Google, now the definition of a specific thing, the key word is important. The keyword, when you miss the keyword, you can get a lot of definitions, but open. That is why when you are even doing research, you trim the words down to your keyword. Your keyword is what is going to get you the results. But when we go out there and we say stop galamsey, it is the moment you do that, you are creating avenues for these criminals to walk through. Because then we are failing to pull them, to let them be under the spotlight. The demonstrations are supposed to be specific. The target is supposed to be there. The leadership is supposed to be held accountable. We cannot just say government stop galamsey. No, the moment you do that, the president is fine. The minister is fine. Because when he asks the lands minister, he will tell you, media, why are you saying that we are doing it? He said government. They are all government. We are all specific. That is why the deputy lands minister, Mirikuduka, can make this statement. Organized labor is against you. Now, Deputy Lands Minister urges small-scale miners to join forces with government to end galamsey. You see, because we generalize our grievances, what happens? And they say, "Mekudu kamuse no omu ye before omu ye the galamsey for." Right now, the Deputy Lands Minister, Mekuduka, or catch Ghana for catch small-scale miners. say they should fight the organized labor because the organized labor is trying to tell the government to do the right thing. Now we are small scale miner. That's also we are legitimate small scale miner. So organized labor catch our bind say, in fact, there's something happening now. Among legitimate small scale miners, any illegal small scale miners, we don't see the difference. Yes, you say, for now, no, put a stop to it temporarily. Oh, yes, small scale miner, we are legitimate. Will you fight that? No. Unless also small scale miner, no, a politician has given you license to mine for him or her. Into all those small scale miners, no, legitimate small scale miners are. Omudi Aban Wechika say we will fight any organization that tells the government, this guy's boss, to stop the menace we are in. That so-called small scale miner is a criminal. It's clear. You are not supposed to have a PhD to understand this. Any small scale miner, now Juma say oh to a good day or person or Bogana Hobino, he will not or she will not fight the labor union. Never. But the reason is that majority of the small scale miners, last me catch on, 90% of the licenses they gave, it belongs to the politicians. And cousins, girlfriends, when they tell them to go out there, it is technically Mrekuduka and the colleagues in the MPP and they catch the group and say, let us go after the labor union. Because who in their right senses will say, I'm a small scale miner, I'm a person, I'll fight organized labor. If it's going to take 6 months for nobody to go into our forest to mine, why should any reasonable small scale miner have a problem with it? It is because those so-called small scale miners, MPP for majority of them, their license belongs to the NPP executives and MPs. Or license bear 300, and then the demon or the Ashesha for demo, so he can connect all these people, put them in a bus, bring them to Takwa and say demonstrate. He can do that. Into China, so what to say? Demonstrators be for bus, Aba Takwa, Aba Western region. A demonstration against labor union. It is Mekuduka on any now form when people one kasa small scale mining licenses or the Mahono, call for na air demonstration, and ya gun a new Niminyansa. And ya gun any legitimate small scale miner or person bought assassin or buying. These are dangerous people. They don't care about you. Because if they care about you, these people are in power. These people are supposed to be to make sure say action is taken. And then Mrekuduka or catch them will say, or a deputy lands minister will say, next MPP government will clean polluted water bodies in 3 months. Time is statica say insurance say how many years ni? But and then Mrekuduka catch them will say, oh Montuma Baumia na Baumia power Bosome Mensa obetin sueni. So he's admitting say Oma say insuno. These are the same people saying These are the same people saying NPP, they have done a great job. Nobody is doing galamsey. He is not telling you say now after 3 months he is admitting in his language say they have destroyed the water bodies. Inti sawunya smarter. They will always use you. Messias, do you want me to go in through this? Do you want me to use this? Inti sa utie Mrekuduka statement na. Oh, tuma baomia wia ya de bosom miensa. Ah, na say start take kan insurance na e kobosom 9. Even akabosom mienu. Nti ade na yentumi ntie ni mu ne. You have the power. Baomia has the power. Why can't you do this? They can't do it because omo no mo ye galano. They can't do it because yin so we Jimmy. Beso di 2 minimum. O de mo wia. They don't care. Because my idea and say ye beto aba isi bebo omo be wie sika omo beto agu system nim omo be wini omo be botuo. That is their philosophy, that is their ideology, that is their mentality, that is what they believe in. And for a substantive minister of lands to tell you say me ntimi nya bibia na dey for 2 minimum nipa na obe say insuo no, because technically time na 2017 January nkofo we ba power na insuo ni nti say. It means this government and every single person serving under Kufuado, they contributed to the destruction of this water, especially and water bodies and our environment, especially the lands ministry. They are issuing the license. And for him to admit this, almost saying so. Now where Jiminti manitumi wie, o manitumi wiya, or betin sueni. Sa nipa o kachira will say. Or no, at the end of the day, or Bible move a dollar no every 3.8, ako 1.1 no, or the dollar na could do 17, or catch us a 2 money we or betting sudeni. Sa nipa we ni excavators good takwa in wurem juma. saa nipa we na danfo ne chema wuntumi asantime mu nsu ase nyina eye ono na aye saa nipa we Kate Jemfu a ene ne national women's organizer e won party saa nipa we na MPP ena 2500 excavators e disappear ya o man kahwe saa nipa we na danfo pa ni chochomucho ene Charles Bisu ewi kromfo ku obi wo school ende owi a black gold over 50 kilos de ko Jubilee House ende ye nyina hu se oje bribe TV so saa nipa we na danfo ni nua ene ekowusi criminal a owi excavators ye chi no TV so e ka che Ghana for say Gabi ene omo na e bodwirim saa nipa we ka che so toma ni wie na owi obeti galamsey ne ni a wo wagimi se obeto am MPP. These are all complicit criminals. These are all thieves. These are people who don't care. They see you people say munyina mo jimi se chema wuntimi. So they don't show any level of intelligence or respect for you people. And at this moment, as some way, okachi will be a wejimi. Fatofene mame, what the mami we are, metafren wana me the amount. Oh, ye we mame, muye mami we are, yan to abama ba omian wie. Ya to abama ba omian wie. Now what shows say wo, ya to abama ba omian wie, obey minister. What shows say ba omia for 8 years, watina bemu. Baomia o ye to abama ne 8 years watina bemu we ntuma solve a problem ye nto abama baomia wie enti this statement alone tells you say they have admitted some say nsuo no but they don't have any solution, they don't have any answers. But o ma dwunum no Ghana fo agimi enti yanka bibi nchire omo no ntoma ye se ne be ya we can keep moving on. Na hwade bi esi something funny won abrantie we one ne kasama baomia Mahamudu baomia campaign one ne ye kasama fo ye fe ne Dennis Aboagye or say you are not different from galamseyers destroying forest reserves, water bodies. Miracle Aboagye blast organized labor ahead of strike. Also organized labor forecast say omo be strike no. So what's the deal? Mrekuduka na odi organized labor for atem no. Oya baomia ne campaign no one ne hwe eye de eye galamsey nsensem so. Obedi labor union for atem. Miracle Aboagye on e communicator penyini a odi baomia campaign nim. Ono so aka kire Ghana for say so we are Ghana ni na say we are waju so be kaseti galamsey ene de ekoso Ghana we your man before to say labor union. It should tell you the language baumia campaign e ka kire. They are in total support of the destruction of our river bodies, of our water bodies, of our forest, of everything. They support it. And intina at the end of the day no so be catch say ma baumia embe gu galamsey am so abodam. The people who are leading his campaign are telling Ghanaians who want to fight galamsey so bodam. Today, Miracle Aboagye or the communicator for NPP Baomia campaign or catch a Ghana ni bia or police ni or soja ni or abanju ni a why na ju san kopese or ye chere strike Emma galamsey nsu eseneko for catch di pan say sa nipa no or mambofo. And the Ghana ni bia why waju so pese o kasa Emma abanwe etu eye de ekoso ho anamo na ye nsu eniti no and the Baomia kasa mafo ne campaign mo catch say so your Ghana ni na was adwene so pese o kasa Emma de ekoso galamsey ni kofuma o your mambofo na what was say Baomia does not support the nonsense. He supports it. On say galamsey issue by de ekonyo say Baomia kasa or say I have plans to solve galamsey. Oboa, he is the one, his party members are the one doing galamsey. Na Chema Wuntumi galamsey Baomia betuma stop no. Who is Baomia to stop Chema Wuntumi? Gabi Ochida ko galamsey can Baomia stop him? Kate Jemfu galamsey can Baomia stop him? These are Baomia's financiers. We mu na mu sika support Baomia campaign no. So let me tell you, we are Ghana ni awadwini adwuma. Then a chiro say Baomia we when he gets power, Sankonfo we will still not make the NPP people finish us off. Now, Shadie, this says, I'm sorry, I couldn't pick that one. Now, Shadie, besides, I just missed it. Look at this. Yes, the Catholic Archdiocese of Accra calls on Ghanaians to join a walk against galamsey on Friday. Yes, see, Roma, sorry, no. Omutria a one kind no, ese omo ba be bibia ye freno. Walk against galamsey. Na omo frɛ Ghana fo nyina sɛ obi amra na ombe support omo na omo nya ye kyerɛ a sɛ bio asomdwe wom entokwa nim ye kyerɛ a efe yɛkyerɛ sebio emuda hɔ a ɛdɛ yɛkyerɛ ebira entia obi fa ahodie so yɛkyerɛ sebio onyame wom na ɔmo mfa nkasa nkyerɛ aban na galamsey no esuntwa a Catholic diocese from say Archdiocese of Accra enti esi ɔmo so aba sɛ ɔmo pɛ what we call yɛkyerɛ wɔ Yesu into obi amra na ɔmo bɛboa ɔmo we a Roman asɔre a ɔmo wɔn kran a dipa ɔdaa no akasa ɔse Ghana fo nyina ɔkyena anasa Friday mu nyina mo mmra na mo mɛboa mo na mo nyɛ yɛkyerɛ nante wɔ Ghana asomdwie mu ɔdom na ɔmo ntum pasa na sebio ɔmo ntumi ɛnka nkyerɛ aban bonsam no wo de kasok ɛde ne kodi nkomo aban bonsam no wo de communion ɛna ɛde ne kodi nkomo nanso yɛse o pass ma kyerɛ Onyankopɔn a ɔka kyerɛ mframa nti ɔmo de ɔmo hu ni sɛ so ɔmo tum pasa so ɔmo de ɔdɔ ɛto nyamenyom ɔyɛ mafisha po yɛma mafisha pa ana dia ɔmo to dabada menwom to ma kofini amen dabadaba ɔnso ɔmo onyo ɔmo to an saa nwom ni nya ɔmo beto yɛma mafisha po sɛ bro nya ba yɛma mafisha pa afiato ya yebu ni gɛ afiato no mo to incense okrum ɔmo so obi amra na yɛmeto ɛyɛ onwom na yɛmfa enda da yɛ ho na yɛma Ghana fo ndwene sɛ yɛasɔfo galamsey no ɛmfa me maka mentan Roma asɔre no mo wɔn kran no na adeɛ wei ɛmfa na hwɛ deɛ esi Roman fo mo wɔn kran so mpɛ so me yɛkyerɛ obi amra na ɔmbɛboa no ɛyɛ Roman fo a ɔmo wa santime mu Roman fo wɔn kran ɔmo asɔre mpedifo sɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ yɛkyerɛ a emu ɔdɛ na ɔmo fa nkran no Roman fo a ɔmo wɔ ɛyɛ deɛ ɔmo so Roman Catholic bishops for the say Catholic bishops conference not involved in environmental prayer work against galamsey. Inti esi ado environmental prayer work no enkran Roman for no say ɔmo de ɔmo pɛ so ɔmo yɛ ɛna Catholic bishops ɔmo Ghana so release statement say yɛne yɛnyɛ yɛ adwene say inti mo ate say enkran for no yɛ ɛnyɛ yɛ ne ma men kan story de kyerɛ mo ɛfa aka kyerɛ mo say mo concept bi na mo yɛ story ni nyina ni ma men dwudwam. In the wake of a recent planned environmental prayer walk in Accra, Archbishop Gabriel Justice Yawanochi, the Archbishop of Kumasi, has clarified that the Catholic Bishops' Conference is not involved in or supporting the event. You see, Catholic bishops are sebio nipa odi enim na owo Kumasi wakasa. Osi Roman form one kind no, omo didi amen. Oso omo no, omo hohoro omo to. Omo nya omo esi omo kasok oso omo de omo nya communion na abroso incense abroso e na omo angasa sebi omo hwe DSTV e na omo ben kran na omo ye demonstration omo se omo Catholic bishop conference na omo saa de omo support omo sebio eye we mu anom omo kwani ebro omo aye mbro omo nkom na omo nka ho we asem we every justice yaw anoche one na Archbishop Okumase Makachiro say, "Kwasa sembia besia every Kumasi." MP before me somebody kwasa sembia almost started Kumasi. Me say adebia eye against adebia me say ni nyina free Kumasi. Enti Kumasi Roman for no. Omo panyin oda no say Christian the Catholic Bishop Conference omo nka we hu. Enti nkranfo na enyo omasem. The Archbishop emphasized that the walk, which was organized by the Accra Archdiocese, is not connected to the Bishops' Conference and should not be mistaken for a demonstration or protest against illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey. The Catholic Bishops' Conference does not endorse strikes or protests regarding the galamsey issue, said Archbishop Anochi, stressing the need for a comprehensive and collaborative solution involving all stakeholders. Omo sa oyachre na eye nkranfo Roman for person no omo Catholic bishops no omo support titru omo nipa oda omo ano Kumasi na omo de omo support ne say ye fra be collective responsibility ye nyina ya mese table ne fa ntoma white nse so ne emfa eye de tampi konsisi so na ye nya jollof we chiro item 13 na ye say oh so say what do you think oh ne nya say ye wi problem ne be ko me ka kire mo say MPP abanwe obogu bibia wo Ghana say now yesi galamsey monhwe de esi yesi Ekufuado aban ne say we release soldiers ne nko no nko galamsey we soldiers nko 100 na chairman won't be site ewo edien ewo asankore chairman won't be site ewo wasa wonu soldiers dodo omuguo Ekufuado say otena ase na wadwene ho one ba omia hu say awoso moko galamsey no state of emergency dey also onye sesia no wasoma soldier for nko 100 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 100 and amebusa say kirjemfu a site kojo upon kroma site Koku Bako site, Gabi site, Chairman won to me site, Chairman won to me Kwan Jemfu a site, Udu soldier form go, only over 40. Chairman won to me Kwan ni site, ni galamsey site, soldier form gum on Jemfu is going to 40 soldiers. Where is soldiers 400 someone Koku galamsey, what about them? Me see they don't have any political will to fight it. They don't care because Labor Union leadership so right now it has given them a clear path to destroy us more. Now I'm there yapa. Yes, soldier for no omako site. No mudru site no. And yes, soldiers burn 18 chamfines, 10 industrial water pumping machines, and 1 excavator. Yes, soldier for no free helicopter. Go down, one, move. Strike one. No more 2 for so tari ahomahu. And they be 2 parachutes. And no deep parachute no asankregwani areas no. Hey, you see the end of the movie they been see that. Soldier for at the helicopters ni push omo and omo parachute ne bie and ebi wa police dog no e kan omo ho. Say police dog from Jack, omo nyina from Jack ai and omo nam wiem. Into omo land ya no wuro na police dog no so di omo chi no makoshe wuram no matawe. Omo say next one but pa no be see omo to be from TP pair. But the police soldier ni ba ko land ya oto wure ma no wuro no yi ne walkie talkie no TP pair o say dey spare down ne just ba ko drop no ba ko we see there's an accident na e cost na action getwa omo drone start omo ho soldier ni ba ko bia drone ma ko tare ha omo ko edem ko kusi galam so omo 100 me ngu abetu gu mu nyina itie me ya it soldier for you see two land pe no matter so ma clock no ma catching come and say Jack relax we come say no ma fa you strike one or say TP pair strike one pair down here they release another one she no man no wuro no so just say nyina galamsey fight we give you fucking me say pair down here type 1 strike one the boy bonsu anie me say utie Ghana police especially utie mo Motorola obesire bonsu anie minim code words obu use bonsu anie what yato o say TP bonsu anie just say e kopra bonsu what yato onka say kopra bonsu what yato bonsu anie enti de omo ye owure mo on ntia si ye de soldier for pole oha omo ko stop galamsey ni nyina Ekufuado we jimi mo na maso Ekufuado so abeduru ha o me se pe na na pe TP pe bonsu anie what ya police for Motorola da obi o ha bo sa de yire kura kasa amanko afufu ana dokono me tie Motorola police di Motorola si fie and the commander friend no strike one amankwa mesi fufu ana bengu wa kire oba no sibia said de bi okọ position a on say police for omotate eye Santa Maria no omukọ police post omfa Motorola ne nko omukọ a na omo use obadamfo de so omukọ post a obi one ne wo no partner otumi use ni Motorola no because Motorola omo yinom de si bench so na omukọ jiska de omo ya no intebi mo ha omo jam Motorola no ofie intebi ha obeba anopa ana obeba ewia into ono na danfo no use one Motorola ene we jane de na to fie until because odim say BBC fia de yire be frɛ introduce na yintuka amankwa fufu ana bangu copy na ono so aka bangu TV pe kwasi ade omo ye ne nsa na oye no Ghana intia see the soldier 400 na hwa ade bi soldier 400 no ye see ende ya no mo start adwuma City News Fred Dohu was on the ground with the Operation Hot team, now bringing you exclusive updates on their mission to stop illegal mining along the Brim River. You see, City Force some of the updates, bre, the next cost action, no, almost civil helicopter, Sibia Omina air pretty. Now, Moshe, Mr. Soldier for Jumo Yeno, Ekufuado, Modiamo, you can't correct you, Moshe. Yeah, did you hear the ruler? And never, of course, you see. Now, Fred Dogun on the report, I said, oh, my golf commentary. The military men are going to swim across the river, and they have heard there's some chamfine working on the other side. So something they have been doing for a long time. They are going to swim across the river. At the end of the day now, and when they get there, they are holding a hammer. Now, Mr. TV, don't we? Soldier 450. Omo use drone back. Drone battery. mission abort. When I'm going to galamsey. Mr. Reporter go. I saw my golf. Yeah, US Open golf championship commentary. The soldiers are going to the other side. They have a hammer. Oh, the hammer. But the hammer they go galamsey. It's here. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, what problems? The problem back which the soldiers are holding a hammer. They are crossing the river. And they are going. You've heard some champagne, and they are going to destroy the champagne with one hammer and one drone. You are spending $3 million worth drones by 50, 100. You who back up? Mark Wakoto DJI 1992 drone. And now, asimesi. Onon kwani nipa 50 lecha into battery share ni nyina abort emfa wrong target enye I catch them say you can't create my mom pese bubetie now. Let's talk about the Electoral Commission. It's exactly 7/11, that is 11/11 in Ghana, and I want us to pay attention and concentrate on this particular piece. This piece that you doing is got to do with Electoral Commission. Mr. S, what again? Mr. S, that's a strategy. My team, they are asking me, says that's a strategy. What are we supposed to do? They are going to swim across the river and across the river, across the bridge. So the Ghana military will swim across the river and across the bridge. And when they get to across the bridge, then they will use the hammer. And when they use the hammer, the champagne will be making noise. So when they get there, hey, Fred, sexy, journalism. So when they get there, they will take the hammer from their pocket and they'll make sure that the champagne owner does not see them from behind because the soldiers can swim. Now, what is going to happen is strike 1 and strike 2 are going to swim from the north and the south avenues. Now, the person holding the hammer is coming from the west. They will have to swim across the Brown River to meet at the champagne on the northeast level of the champagne. Now the military will quietly take out the hammer and target the boat that is making the and Kopratinga will make sure he targets it because he's going to throw it from far. They need the hammer to hit the place that is making and it will kill the champagne. After they do that, they will quickly run up the people there and tie them and put them aside, and then they'll continue to go and destroy the excavator. That one needs the drone. So by the time the drone power is at 30%, they can go inside the forest. Now drone baby, you saw drone no battery so by baako. And by the time they get to where the drone the excavator is, the drone power will be 15%. Because we don't want to abort mission, we will make sure we run fast because the excavator cannot run fast than us. And then when we get there too, Kopratinga, who is already wet, will sit in the forest with Jack. You remember Jack, the dog, and the soldier dog. He will sit in the forest with Jack. In case some of the excavator people run, Jack can follow them. But now, Corporal Musa, Corporal Musa and Sergeant Abenga, they will take position and make sure the excavator is bent. Now they are now they are sa, they are kobompaye, they are fasting, they are kurunegu. Kopratinga, obetuma to hammer no. Ekwana kobota no so ta. So Kopratinga is a good hammer thrower. You need sniper, almost con sniper nim, but a hammer thrower is part of it.
Within the Matthew, and Patron person who say like say Ekoba say how would they do it? How would they do? That's what I want to know.
This is simple.
How would they do it?
What they do in the say, ya to abano, akabe 20 minutes. Amaya be kind abano. They will know the EC officer no, he will know say so far ya check it registered him nipa 250 na to. Ya share line so aka nipa 10 per any wom. The next 30 minutes no, ye ba be close the elections no, ye ba be kind. He knows for a fact say enya dia 450 people ebetumi aba. Into there na obetumi ama signal say we are about to close. Mon find the way na mon staff it air box no. It's all about negligence. It's all about diligence. It's all about the NDC for paying attention, because that is the moment that they get to know the number. Also, the room. It's all about careless. I can be 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Na EC officials need to be So they'll be like, oh, I can't depend me into Mutuminia a year be chairman baby on the Baba to be a last but 10 or no the Bemano or bar near Tintu Coco in them or one of the 10 Naku room and no case die. In this 10-15 minutes, no, and no nobody has stuff no.
Okay.
But
then the you say NDC we rep no more on they are supposed to be extra vigilant.
But I say, so that is how it is. By 5:30, Obia or yet easy official be our polling station in Nim say nipa 300 natwa definitely in the next 30 minutes 300 and back. Into Obetuma signal and say hey, say no, I got 15 minutes near closing. More a yet ballot no also you 200 also wait. I can be 10 minutes. I won't be onto your umbra or bar, yet the bemano, emanity room or quadra canima. Sometimes it's getting dark. Sometimes everybody's hyped. Sometimes people are not paying attention. No more fillet, or more fillet. Obedience with Diagro. By the end of the day, in the next 30 minutes, no, normally be 800,000 vote egum. And the funny thing is, Senipa 700 also to a police station A. Now Senipa 352. You are not going to be worried. You think so on your she. Sa 50 now it is going to go to 800,000 because a small. So the 10 rumor now 5,000 polling stations no 10 you know how much we are talking about. That is the trick. Don't underestimate the Mensa, you know. It is part a grand scheme. This is how they want to win the elections. No crana makacho no. All right, my just wait for another call our heart. Hello caller.
And the funny thing is,
hello.
Hello.
Kasamitio. Kasamitio. All right, on your ready. I'm for another caller. Hello, caller. Oh, they close at 5 p.m. So around 4:30. Now I start it. Hello, caller.
Yeah, brother Kevin. Good evening.
Yeah.
Me da se bebre. Nyame just say me ra home ho ansem a wo kirekire mu yi. E che say we bie ye ni we kwan bebre so because yeah, e cost Ashanti region all the time ni. But say ya wo kan no nti ase mu da ho pa. But the one thing is say Ghana for nyina story e wa Mensa so ni say Mensa intimi fa Ghana to me fa am share ni boma ni ye ni o tane ono pe no. Enti we nya de say ye ja because ye jai mu ye come say NDC wade ba ko say bi na say ye ka na ye who say SSA ye gina so no munye the right thing na ya sa jemu then no more ye nyomu pe no more sa a champion another one. So they have tried and realize say a sini NDC for no so almost raise idea na 1 year go free say jamu no mo start pretty pe na say they have succeeded. So yes, more vigilant. Beside that, we should allow this woman to print these papers. And yeah, right. So best start on printing.
Thank you very much. All right. Hello, caller. Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Kevin, good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Obama, just a minute. Only last 4 years ago, and yet only staff and no one or more. Say, Nippon or returning officer no trophy Ghana, and I drew some more count here, more record now. So I had that recorded. Into NDC, but even a month inside because now figures no much wrong. Maybe I will try another 10 another 20 at Soswama MPP.
Yeah.
It's another strategy or more. And apart from that, Kevin, the person me beside is say, filing, candidates in the filing, I didn't register no more the filing. 2020 register no more the filing, now say that error register, and no more the filing, or more disqualified, you don't say, and you or qualified. Majidi say, I was saying Maran or Musia, no, a man for review, not court, active, no, to me free. Now, or much say register any ballot because constitution is starting new register old one now and near view because the gazette we need now I don't know abe replace old one. So for a young gazette or me find someone also a kufuado a man and as about me man or the contest is yano. This is here you trace not say AD been cries anymore and now more and answer the gear. Not to say more nomination yet.
Thank you very much.
The electoral commission should do the right thing.
All right, thank you. Hello, caller. Hello. Hello? Kasa mit you.
Ew. Bishop Anochi has some kakra.
Kasa mit you.
Oh, there, them Roman are so fun at dinner or hono. Minim say what the nipper ko heaven or so what the nipper ko hello. I don't know. And no so other one say every Sunday, a here funa or to collection. A here fun son or your offer tree procession. What the sewage Bernard ko come on if you want I Solomon who. That's what you know, Solomon who nanka ehuru fin ehuru pra ma why na say we yonko akra bishop wa akra there when you walker and on kadamasemi.
That's it. Thank you very much. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, but someone make a contribution towards.
Kasamitio.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, the contribution I'm making is the one Kevin was explaining with very, very, very insightful. It's very, very dangerous. As I said, this for no, it will be when you papa. And so, NDC for no, it be when you papa. But now the same this I said, what on time and national lot to say, what's now? I'm claiming some winning with 1 million votes. No, was it the same party strategy? No, we see.
Yeah, that's the same thing. And it did a lot. Ashanti region. That was the time. Some police stations, it's recording over 100% of turnout. 110%, because that is how the pardon works. Only almost will go to court.
Yeah, very, very serious.
But I'll say. All right, thank you. Hello, caller. All right, hello, caller. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
What can I meet you?
Pacha Kevin Taylor.
Kasa.
Pacha Kevin Taylor show this ni.
Obi atio Kasa.
Okay, Kevin Taylor. Pacha, good evening. Pacha. Say elections no. I'm sitting Crawford no. Sometimes no. We 40 ho. Abrafo no te say omo pese ye be ku but the leaders no edin kwase asem a omo nka ho hwe the nipa ne be ku ya na maka cha ne say omo fa aban ne bese so back but aban ne din kwase asem se omo mpiem be kasa ba nipa ne ku ya na mudi orders aba say omo pese ye be ku but nipa ne so na odin kwase asem se na muti ho omo be ka ho hwe Bufu background na finkrofo any brain am we yakua na maba say mo ya union we ense say ya yaku but nipa ne din kwasa asem edi ku ni beba ne de moti ho mo nka ho asem eno no no menti ase pese menya nchemu wo no won say nipa ne ya de edin tokwa beba oba na obesiesia na aka asundwe aba na obi akota ne baby ba o nka ho asem osisi mi wie na me bufu na me betu so sa no aba say menya de me ya no ba nipa na sisi mi sisi ne ba mo nka ba ku ne ba na mo complain ho no menti ase
that's it. I say ho no menti ase. Hello caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening, madam. Go ahead. Patrick Kasamitio.
Okay, Kevin, good evening. Maybe say obi your friend or maybe say NDC here the NDC here there. Is there only NDC now a contest here? Now what about the other party? What are they also doing? Are they concerned about what is going on? Because it's everyone is asking us NDC and NDC in Ghana, NDC in the only party now contesting. And to me, I sure says Mensa here Bibi Bonia. What about the other party? Those that are the ballot paper and also, are they also saying anything about it, or they just left it like that? That is my question.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, Kevin.
Yeah, Kasa with you.
Yeah, good evening, Captain. Kevin, I did back when I almost say at the party a vote and they say, so easy officials now, the Mensa recruit them. No, we not NPP for. It is our verse now on my channel. When we start on printed na omakotogu refuse dump na omentumi afanto mu no. Na ebisi sho mo ho. It a good time almost sort it out now. One more attention, I saw you phone on the bottom. I saw you in cell phone, not where you be, not the afra. No, my kind of fra. They must be vigilant, especially on better doom light. Sometimes, no message or mono, present easy officials, no. Tom printed a year or more, or may a goon. No, my sort of my kind of fra.
And I'll say, thank you.
Yes.
Now, the two ways, sir. The NDC agents have to be very attentive about Nyoma Minu. The pardon, they can do it physical by putting in the papers. And they can also compromise a year easy. So our police station, no, Nipana or your head, no, say, or kind numbers, no, not or the 10 cracker NPP numbers of one. Not every police station, no, omo kind omo bani navy, not omo to me the 10 count, abroad more sure numbers now. They have also pardoned. They can do it that way. So it's not about them holding physical papers to go put in the ballot box. So compromising a easy officials now or more respective police stations and say, oh dear, here or one say, can kind in area for 10 NPP. It is the whole country, 40,000 police stations, you know. So omunya a easy officials are almost LED or na obia extra final figure, not almost the 10 count nationwide. The numbers of their NPP numbers are dangerous. If they cannot put in physical papers, what they can do, then they say, "Omo ya tally na." All that they will tell them say yes, throw. Oh dear, a percent 10 pen out the NPP they are 10 pen for 10 pen count. Just add say 220 and 230 10 pen. Omo ya argument to crowd they can say 230 10 pen. 40,000 police stations in Ghana. Say NPP succeeded. Now polling agents no bohono easy. Officials no bohono. Penyina wobuno eji sika na kaso the 10 vote pebeka NPP ho abra ultra results na. That's it. Calculate 10,000 by 40,000. Calculate 10 by 40,000. Say omutumi succeed ka say mo de ma fa physical ne nko because NDC4 am very vigilant. Owo hu so kuta paper mo no beko. We dey stop wa. Omeka kire Nipana or head this our police station east in say okay, what the jiska. So almost kind numbers now for 20 per kind de ho. Say almost succeed na almost to the 20 almost 20 eka every police station one calculated by 40,000. That is the main reason why NDC forecast say EC and publish almost agents in our pictures near home because we are going to EC and publish no. And the Kudientia EC and publish a year election agent, EC officials, agents, say majority of the agents no omukuta NPP card. The moment because NDC forecast say publish obi enim near every EC official are on duty to go work. Send your be nipa omokoye EC so the reason is that 90% of the EC agents no NPP the test confor NPP card holding members. The moment omunim beba no ye betumi identify obom so we mom NPP for and into be seen there NDC for catch Mensa say unpublish edin face no ehu e be seen there unpublish here. It's part of the reason they have planned this a long time. So let's all be vigilant, let's all speak truth, let's support the NDC and ye be weni wo hu de pardon any new strategy. Let's be very, very vigilant. My name is Kevin.